Ladies and gentlemen, they are linking COVID to Neanderthals. So they're saying a gene in the Neanderthal may be responsible for COVID patients. Interesting. One thing, this is just kind of off the cuff. I think all of these depictions that we see of the Neanderthal are fake. I think all of these and the reason why is when you look at the bone structure of the skull of the Neanderthal, first of all, the forehead was sloped and it was a low forehead. The forehead was like around here, okay? But when they make these depictions of the Neanderthal, they always give it a full forehead like a human, and it didn't have a full forehead at all. And when you also look at it, it had huge eye sockets. Go look at the eye sockets on those Neanderthal skulls compared to a human skull. It didn't look anything like this. It's not possible that it looked anything like this. What I think they did was they did their best to try to humanize that thing, but I don't believe it was human at all. And to this very day, they don't even know the true origins of this thing. They don't know where it came from. Fallen angels. All right, y'all. This is the Star Tribune. Study Neanderthal genes may be liable for COVID patients. Scientists say genes that some people have inherited in their Neanderthal ancestors may increase their likelihood to suffer from severe forms of COVID-19. A study by European scientists published Wednesday by the journal Nature examined a cluster of genes that have been linked to the higher risk of hospitalization and respiratory failure in patients who are affected with the new coronavirus. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you look in the newspaper where I live, you know who's in there, and it got right in the obituary COVID-19. They're elderly white people. That's the bulk of them. You might see a few of our people sprinkled in there, but they're not the majority. Some weeks when I look at the obituary, it may be one or two that are Black, and the other ones are all white people, elderly. And it'll have right in their, their date of birth, date of death, and then they'll put in, they passed due to COVID-19 or coronavirus. I'm just telling you what I see in my area. Researchers Hugo Zeberg determined that the genes belong to a group of haplotype, which likely came from Neanderthals. The haplotype is found in about 16% of the population in Europe and half the population in South Asia, while in Africa and East Asia, it is non-existent. Modern humans and Neanderthals are known to have interbred in various points in history, resulting in an exchange of genes that can still be found today. And they're right. When I was looking at National Geographic, they said when they went in those caves, they would sometimes find 2 and 3 different subspecies of human in those caves. The genes are one of several risk factors for COVID-19, including age, sex, and pre-existing condition like obesity, diabetes, and heart problems. So anthropology in Germany noted that prevalence in the particular Neanderthal gene group is highest in people from Bangladesh, where 63% were estimated to carry a copy of the haplotype. They cited studies from the UK showing that people of Bangladesh descent have about 2 times higher risk of dying from COVID-19 than the general population. It is striking that the genetic heritage from the Neanderthal has such a tragic consequence during the current pandemic. Why this must be investigated as quickly as possible. Mm-mm-mm. Germany said the findings have no immediate impact on the treatment of COVID-19. In a comment ahead of the study final publication, Frank said one interesting question arrived from the study is why the haplotype, unlike most Neanderthal genes, survived until today. Perhaps it is good for a very active immune system if one doesn't have other risk factors, he suggests. Well, I mean, if anything, it's interesting. We know that there are people on this earth that carry the Neanderthal genes, but not all of us do. You know, we in the Black community, we know we don't have primate in our DNA. We never have. And Africans don't have it either. So this would impact those that have that gene. But I'm not surprised, you know. I seriously have my doubts that COVID is a new virus. I think it's always been here. I do. I really don't think it's brand new to this earth at all. We just never seen it before. But you know, think about this. There's a lot of diseases and viruses we never seen before, but it still existed on this planet and still do in some forms. Look, you see leprosy still crop up, and that you can read about leprosy in the Bible. And there are still people on this planet that get leprosy, you know? And who knows what we're going to see in the coming years. You know, I don't think COVID is going to be the only virus that we will see. I really believe it's going to be more to come, for real. You know, if nothing else is interesting, it says a lot about DNA and how different many of us really truly are. You know, when people say we are all the same, technically, no, we're not. No, we're not. You know, just like our origins are not the same. So if our origins are not the same, then we couldn't possibly be the same. There are differences, ladies and gentlemen, in the way we are genetically made up from one group to the next. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.